Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from Squared Consulting. This quick overview provides you with some of the unique attributes of selling balanced scorecard type projects. There really are sort of four core phases: sponsorship, validation, piloting, and then radiating in the account. Let's step through each one in a bit of detail. Sponsorship typically happens by someone who has been exposed to some form of scorecard, either from a previous life or a conference they've gone to. Your objective in this phase is to get their sponsorship and get them to present you to a wider audience in the organization. Sub-objectives are things like gaining the acceptance that the scorecard approach works in their organization and gaining an understanding from a broader audience there. So the activities you'll undertake are things like providing learning materials, presenting case studies, and helping the sponsor do that internal selling. The typical people that are here are mid-level to senior players, and they have some sort of cross-functional responsibility. Sometimes that might even be someone from IT. And your goal there is to present to a wider audience. In that wider audience, what we're trying to do is sort of validate that the scorecard is a good idea in that organization. So what you're going to be doing is identifying a pilot area, working with that area on identifying measures of success for the project, and agreeing on a conditional close. That is, if the pilot's successful, what the next step looks like. Typically, you're going to be presenting to a cross-functional group of early adopters case studies and ideas on how they might be able to pilot this in their organization. And we're dealing with those early adopters, typically cross-functional, and some form of performance measurement experience. And again, the key outcome there is some agreement to actually pilot a scorecard. Now, the pilot itself is really a proof of concept. What we're going to be doing there is completing a rapid scorecard pilot that will allow them, inside of a week or two, actually see the Oracle software in place and begin building internal evangelists and proving the methodology and their ability to get the measures and use it. So the activities are running a rapid scorecard, doing the report out, and actually using the scorecard. And again, it's the same players, but hopefully with more senior exposure. Finally, once we have that successful pilot, the last stage is radiate. What typically happens is once we've done one pilot, that quickly moves into 10 follow-on sales. So what that looks like is gaining the executive committee buy-in by proving it works inside the organization. It also allows you to be established as a business advisor, not just a sales rep, and develops the need for other EPM type capabilities across the client. The activities, of course, are that final report out and project launch and the outcomes from that. Here, we should be finally up at the executive level and getting their attention. Now, the sales cycle looks a bit like this. Typically, organizations move from sponsorship to a completed pilot inside of 6 months. That's important. That means you're establishing your beachhead inside of 6 months. And once that happens, the rest happens fairly quickly. The radiate typically happens within 2 or 3 months, where other departments quickly sign on, we complete those pilots, and before long, you've gained ownership of the account. So that's a quick summary. There's more detail available for you if you're interested in the sales cycle within our Insights tab on the pm2consulting.com website.